Good evening, folks. There we go. How are we all doing? Welcome in. It's the final round for the festivities. Oh yes, a little Christmas present before everyone comes off for that extra slice of turkey. And of course, the mandatory pigs in blankets is Formula Racing League's Masters of Le Mans Ultimate. Unlike advertised, it's not Barcelona, it is a French festive affair we have. Circuit Paul Ricard. Yeah, fit for a low, that French accent, clearly. But yeah, so we will see the drivers fight it out over Paul Ricard this evening and fight it out. They absolutely will be, with the standings as close as they are. All four splits, 2 hypercar splits and 2 GT3 splits will be appearing in tonight's race, and all four still very much up for grabs. In fact, apologies, I meant to start, there we go, with the GT3s. Bear with me a moment, that should be there. There we go. Yes, in the GT3s, in the Platinum Division, there we go. It is Zoranovic and Stachecki that are up at the top of the table. Zoranovic looking in very good stead to bring this one home, but he does still need to bring this one home. Stachecki in second and Gallo in third place. Nopek and Stegink fourth and fifth. Not separated by much at all. Jack Evans still very much in the hunt for a top 5 finish. Rudy Vermeulen looking good in 7th place ahead of Sharp, Roth and Den. They could all swap positions inside the top 10 as well. Tomoka's Kiss just down the order. In the hypercars in the Platinum Division, it's Adamu who is leading the way. He does have a fairly comfy gap over Sunniev and Davies. It's close. Davies is close between those two. Aleman not featured in many of the races. He is racing this evening though, so could find himself a bit of a kingmaker, at least for second and third in the division. In the amateur GT3s, the Pro-Ams, it is Panjev leading the way, only 20 points ahead of Nigel Longden, so again needs to make sure he brings the car home. Nigel Longden in second, Stu Rogers only 17 points behind, so Longden as well still got a bit of a job to do to make sure he hangs on to second place and puts up a fight for first. Carl Van Hoenen fourth with Steve Moulton in 5th place. Moulton down on Van Hoenen, but certainly Matt Stewart only a couple of points back on Moulton, so that one could well be decided tonight as well. Phil Birkinshaw in 7th, much like in the hypercars, looking fairly comfy there. With Vincent Baguette, not so much. Alan Palmer not far behind him. Dale Kelleher right in his pocket in 2nd place as well. So we'll see how these divisions are counted down. Or what champions are crowned. Of course, we've been to Qatar, Silverstone, Interlagos, Monza, Sebring, Spa, Le Mans last time out. That was a fun one. And of course, it was supposed to be Barcelona this evening, but it will, as you can see, is going to be Paul Ricard, or at least we will see once we get the cars into qualifying, which will be very, very soon indeed. Engines are a little bit loud there, but go. Pop Ben down a bit. Do we have anyone in chat this evening? Say hello, let us know who you're cheering on, which class it is you prefer watching. We've got Jerem F1 in with a wave. Good evening. Welcome in, welcome in. Please do make sure everyone likes and subscribes. Oh, let me change that to live chat. Just in case we've missed anyone. Looks like we've got a field of 12 hypercars, 25 GT3s have made their way out. It's going to be a fun one, especially judging by some of these practice times that we're seeing. If these transpire to be a close representation of what we're going to see in quali, it's going to be an interesting starting grid. That is for sure. jeez, the joys of having all these screens is getting them in the right spot. There we go. So yeah, let us know who you're cheering on. There is the drivers about to come out. As I say, we're at Paul Ricard in France. It is quite the circuit. Love it or hate it, and it is very much Marmite across the driving masses, whether it be sim or real. It is very much a love it or hate it track, 50-50 down the line. Built back in 1970, very much resembling the track that we see today, but of course with various variations, most of which have been added upon, with multiple new circuit variations, short and long, created from the expansion work. It does have some phenomenal spectator facilities. I've been led to believe. Sorry, bear with me a moment. We don't need that. We don't need that. Yeah, we'll get the lap times up, of course. Right, nicely done. A lot of slipstreaming as well. I was talking about the facilities. Yeah, so it is quite the track, and yeah, drivers absolutely love it or hate it, whether you do it or you don't. The racing here, arguably, is very, 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 very good indeed through some of these corners, especially off the back straight. Of course, the drivers in this version of the track do have the chicane on said back straight, so one of the 1CV2 versions of the track. It sits 3.6 miles long, so marginally longer than the main circuit. The only real variation, of course, that extra chicane in the back straight. It does make a bit of a Le Mans of the circuit there. Yeah, certainly, as I say, a homage to Le Mans, making your way through there. It's going to be an interesting braking zone on lap 3-4, when we start to see the hypercars catch back up to the GT3s and we see some blue flag traffic. That is going to be absolutely vital, the way the drivers manage that this time around. There is LMU. He seems to be yeah, first out on track. You can really see the full undulation of the circuit on this sim. It is very, very good, and in fact, if we jump, let's jump on board. We've got plenty of time left in qualifying, so this is of course coming to the end of sector 1. A lot of curb usage here. Pull the car round to the right, instantly back over to the left. Absolutely flat out. So much of the curb getting used. He's oh wow, now there is actually a bit of rain falling. Now it says 0%, but that looks like water. Anyway, here we go into the chicane. As you can see, it's not an easy one to navigate with all the paint on the side of the road. Come shooting out there. Another little kick round to the left once again. And yeah, that is going to be quite an interesting little choke point for the drivers to deal with. A card added, pack 2 I believe it was. So one of the slightly later additions to the game, and the drivers will be well used to the track overall from other sims as well, I'm sure. Very good again, very good representation of the undulation and camber of the track on this sim from what you can see here. LMU tearing his way along towards the final couple of corners. Long left here and then a sharp right to go past the pit entrance and across the start finish line. It's going to be the first time lap that we see in the session, so it's going to be provisional pole, and it's going to be a 1 minute 50.092. I believe Buzas is about to cross the line as well. We'll see what the Ferrari driver can do. 54. That is a big chunk of change down. Simon Turner, he is in a Ferrari as well. Just coming through the final few corners. The track map, there is a lot of cars Still in the pits, obviously waiting on the track to rubber in a bit. I mean, 22 degree track temperature. It's definitely one of the warmer track temps that we've seen so far over the series. There is Turner across the line, 55.2, instantly beaten by Jason Davies, who has just been overtaken himself and Musas by Alex Afonso and Aston Martin. Gratuitous engine noise, please. Just outstanding. Absolutely outstanding engine note. 51.755 Afonso once again, dining at the top table of times. Ahead of Buzaz, Davies and Turner quite comfortably. Jeremy Neff looking to bring home a championship tonight. He's got himself currently in... Well, he's not got a time set. He's out on track in 6th. As you can see, we've got quite a few of the drivers. Karner hunting for finishing position. So too is Benji Beams. He's outside the top 10. Sanka Richards as well, I would imagine. We'll get out to set a time. And we're going 10 on 10, my apologies. So it'll be 10 minutes for the hypercars and then 10 minutes for the GT3. Sorry, yes, we have done that a couple of times this season, and we have done a couple of others, so that's what's going on. So that's why the hypercars are out just now. Neck of the window wipers on as well. Now that to me looks like rain falling, I'm going to be honest. Oh yeah, 1%, yes, so there is definitely rain falling. Oh, and that's a lock-up from the Ferrari. And that is going to massively compromise Jeremy Neff. Oh yeah, he's got away with it a bit. He definitely would have had to take avoiding action, but he does survive. Oh, 151.792, 400s behind Afonso. That is a spice of me the ball. Yep, you can hear him trying to find the grip there. Very brave on the accelerator, hoping to power through. Manages to do so. And keeps going. He's going to get some good slipstream along the back straight, but is it going to be detrimental in the braking zone, given how close he is? Can't overtake in qualifying when the car ahead is on a flying lap. And is he even going to have enough pace to overtake? If he doesn't, that would help, of course. That means he isn't going to have to slow up. Yeah, no, that's maybe going to work out okay for him. Could see some quick times coming in here. Ademu is just on a 55.1 warm-up lap, so is Afonso. He's in the 56s. They'll both be on flying laps now. Turner is in the garage with 2.5 minutes left of their qualifying session. Oh, and he's fudged these huggies big time there. Yep, the Ferrari has binned his lap and it's ended up binning the both of them. Jeremy Neff's giving him a tap on the rear, and that's going to compromise the end of his lap, and it's certainly cooked the tyres of the driver ahead of him as well. What do we have? 2 minutes left, yep, so they'll all still be in their boxes. Ademu, he's out on track. Oh, and he has gone quicker. Now, has he just done... Has he snuck 2 laps in there? Either way, his best lap is now recorded as a 50.092 with a 50.100 as his previous lap. Very quick indeed, so 7/10 ahead now of Afonso, 400s. Ahead of Ademu, ahead of Afonso, 400s separating Neff and Afonso, which is one of the important battles in the championship. Very close indeed. Turner and Davies both in the garage. Alaman, Karner, no time set for them. I mean, yeah, 12-car grid. Is it really the worst? Because I tell you, turn 1 here at Paul Ricard is nothing to be sneered at, that is for sure. It really is a very tricky little chicane. Nice little bit of elevation change almost, an undulation, camber, whatever you want to call it, whatever it is a tricky one to get through quickly. LMU pulling over, it looks like his qualifying is done. Afonso in the garage as well, everyone's in the garage apart from Buzas, and in fact that is the GT3s now making their way out of the pit as Buzas. I should have had that on there, there we go. 54.024, so he gets himself up to 4th place, but it is going to be LMU who's going to take himself the top spot. There's some of the GT3s coming out, very nice indeed. LMU 50.092 ahead of Afonso with a 51.755. Quite a few of the drivers in fact, in the hypercars not getting a lap set, so we'll see how they go through turn number 1, if that was a clever strategy or not, and certainly the first time to go through the chicane on lap 1, and then again when they're catching back up to the GT3s, a whole different braking ball game for the GT3s when they make it to that corner. And yeah, acceleration game as well. 25 drivers we've got out in the GT3s. We've got the vast majority of them out on track. Thompson is in. Amirka Shiktarash making an appearance in a Ferrari. So, yep, Amir being in. Surprise in a Ferrari. No surprise. Welcome in, Amir. Good to see you back in the Formula Racing League race. Well, there we go. Podium contender has entered. Nigel Longdon's out as well again. Championship positions up for grabs for Longdon. Chasing down a championship win. Steve Maltland, Stegging, they're chasing down spots too. Rudy Vermeulen, he is finally come out of the pits. Jack Evans, there's Kiko Gallo as well. Dino Rexy on the Lexus. Himself out of the way, so he's messed up that lap. There's Thomas Lopek as well, and the mighty Mercedes. We'll see what that thing can do in a straight line tonight. Vermeulen down the field, yeah, so it's going to be Jack Evans. We've got an onboard lap with Vermeulen's out on wet tyres. Know something we don't know. Well, actually, yeah, no, we all know it's raining. We certainly all know it is raining. Yeah, let's see what lap on board is indeed like for the GT3s. Again, these are much different cars to the hypercars in every single way, shape and form. It is a completely different sport in a lot of aspects, especially as I say, coming into the braking zone for here, it takes them all the time compared to the hypercars to get up to that top speed. It's pretty instantly nerfed. So easy to miss that braking zone there. That paint on the side, and certainly the rain as well. This is making it very fun for them. Just going to open up this data. Yeah, Neff Karner and Afonso in the hypercars. It's Panjev, of course, yes. Panjev that we're keeping an eye on there, and Zelanovic. And Sticheki. Zelanovic looking pretty good for this one. Definitely does need to bring it home. Especially after the big scoring in rounds 6 and 7. That's round the last corner. from Jack Evans, so we've got a nice little look there at what the track is like from on board a GT3 207. I was going to say that will drop, I would say, and instantly Zaranovic, Nopek and Stachecki all going quicker. So Stachecki doing everything he can to put the pressure on Zaranovic, 2/10 quicker at the moment. And Nopek, there we go, the mighty Mercedes. Aha! It's almost like that was some kind of foreshadowing. But Nopek up in the 205s as well, 205.6. Finds himself over half a second ahead of Zaranovic early doors, and he's getting a nice bit of pull along the first half of the straight from the BMW in front. You can see there's definite water now on. Oh, there we go. Slingshot, and then the BMW. Oh, and his back end out when it's off the track, and it's lap violated, and it's the GT3s. Now looking like this might be the starting order, just purely because the track is slippy. It's time to slider, around to slider. Yeah, okay, my apologies. We won't do that again, but yeah, that. Oh, there we go. More track limit violations. This lap completely in the bin for Nopek. Good news for Stachecki. The nibble post that could, it would seem. We'll see if you can find the time. He's got a 205.4 under his belt. That was on his previous lap. He does have yeah, a lot of camera shaking there. He does have a car ahead of him, and it is his rival for the top spot. So Nopek has been caught. Sorry, Stachecki has been caught. Nopek has been caught by Stachecki. After Nopek had that wiggle. 205.8, so wow, he was only 2/10 slower than Nopek's time, 4/10 off his own time there. That is nice consistency. And he is getting slipstream now from the driver he's currently sharing the front row with. Not a bad way to do it. We've got Vermeulen, who's come back out on the correct tyres, so he's going to be looking to set a time. Birkinshaw with a 2:10.505, bringing up the rear of the grid just behind Brock Kelleher and Stephen Moulton. Vincent Baguette currently in 14th position behind Stegink and Rogers. There's Rogers. There is Stegink there. Mark Stewart just outside the top 10 at the minute. Nigel Longdon, the driver ahead of him. Amir Kashiktrash at 9th place at the minute, 208.4. So exactly 3 seconds off the top spot. Van Hoorn 8th, Gallo 9th, and Adam Sharp currently running in 6th position. On a near identical time to Gallo in 7th, and half a second behind Jack Evans. Todor Panjev looking to bring home the Pro-Am Championship today. He's in the garage at the minute, 2 minutes left to go, a 2:07.020, so 7/10 behind Zaranovic, 6/10 ahead of Jack Evans. So effectively, part 1 done for him. The drivers ahead, all in the Platinum category, as Jack Evans goes 5th place. So they're keeping it spicy. Yeah, top drivers all into the pits. Adam Sharp, the lead driver, out on track, and he does need to find a fair bit of time, and that is not going to be easy, because it is safe to say these are some degenerating track conditions, Your Honour. There we go. So that's that one done. It usually works in the favour of the GT3s. The hypercars come out, they rubber the track in. All the GT3 drivers are happy, but this time they've rubbered the track in. And yeah, the track's went and got itself all nice and wet, and they can't get any power down. So that is qualifying pretty much decided. We might see a couple of chops and changes just on the periphery. No, Mark Stewart going the wrong way. That's not going to help his time. Baguette is out on track. Still in the Mustang, but he's down on his own sector 1. He needs to find at least 6/10 to see an improvement in his position. 6/10 for one position, a second will get him 4. And that does seem very tentative. I'm not sure he's on a flying lap here. Yeah, no. He's giving up the ghost on that one. Stachecki, did we get a better? Can we get an actual view of his... Oh, hello. There we go. Mr. Stewart's giving the thumbs up. They are more than happy with the season that we've had. Exactly right. Another Stewart there pointing into the distance. We'll call him the Clubby Book Stewart. He's got a brand new pair of jeans and a new watch on. But we can't actually see any of the cars. That's, yeah, excellent use of the camera work there, developers. Stachecki, top of the pile for the GT3s. Nopek in second, Zaranovic in third, and it's Panjev leading the way in the Pro-Ams, as he has done for most of the season. He's looking absolutely solid, and of course the hypercars, LMU leading the way in the Platinums, and Jeremy Neff leading the way in the Pro-Ams. We will get the drivers out on track momentarily, and we're going to pop that up as well just in case anyone tries anything clever with the tyres. We'll see if we're going to get a bit more rain as well. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. I'm not sure the drivers will have their rain dancing wellies on, but I certainly will be. Good evening, how are we doing? I'm very, very good. Here cheering on Karl Van Hoorn once again, 8th position for him starting this evening. Now let me just do what no commentator should do. Yeah, so what is that, 3rd in class? Oh no, 2nd. Yes, he's only got Panjev ahead. Oh no, sorry. It's Jack Evans. Second in class, actually, so yeah. Very good start to the proceedings. Can't go wrong with a good run in quali. Now, it does look like the conditions may have changed somewhat. We've got some of the cars, there we go, making their way on to the grid. We've got a formation lap to go. We'll get a few more of them out there. That seems very strange. Yeah, everyone on the medium tyre. No need for the wets. Let me just confirm. Yes, we are now very dry out on track. Who'd have thunk it? Another 100-minute race, as always. Of course, we're going to see the cars coming in for at least one pit stop. Energy management has been an interesting one for some of the hypercars. The different manufacturers definitely going through it. There we go, at massively different rates, it's safe to say. We'll see what impact that has as Francesco Adamu is starting from the pit lane. He's missed the white flag to grid up, and he is starting from the pits. That makes it an interesting one. That promotes Jeremy Neff to the front row of the overall grid. Afonso handed the lead. No such antics with any of the GT3s. they're all definitely out. Let's see what happens with Adam. Not with Adam off the start, because he's not coming off the start. He's starting from the pits. Yeah, we need to get a better helicam in here, please, developers, as well. Thank you. Well then, an entirely different turn one it's going to be for all the cars. There's the green lights, and we are absolutely flying in the turn number one. There is Adam, who's sitting patiently at the pit entrances to go 3 wide in the background. That's Amir Kashikras already getting himself involved into turn number one. We've got tyre smoke coming from the hypercars. The 3 Ferraris absolutely barging their way through on one another. It's Buzas, Davies and Turner, of course. It's Afonso who is up to and holding on to P1 after Adam is starting in the pit lane. Where is Adam out on track, by the way? He is behind the GT3 cars. Oh, happy days. He's only got 17 cars to overtake to catch up. Phenomenal stuff. Novak, Stachecki and Zoranovic have all almost held the position. Sorry, Novak has the mighty Mercedes foreshadowed. Leading the way already. I didn't think it would be quite this early, but the Merc getting the job done early doors. And that is Nopek on Stachecki from Zoranovic. Panjev holding on to 4th position, and the ladies going up the inside the Porsche of Stachecki, as nimble as ever through the middle. Oh, there's been a bit of contact on the way out. He's ended up having to take the escape road. The off-track, one of the most forgiving off-tracks in motorsport, of course. All that beautiful painted tarmac to drive onto, but it has put him back down into a podium battle and could potentially be overtaken by Pro-Am leader Todor Panjev, who's got the inside line. Irondale, of course, forcing his way back onto the track, looking for enough room to get the job done through turns 12 and 13. And Panjev just holding his ground. Afonso then has taken the lead of the race as Jeremy Neff is tumbling down the order. Jeremy Neff is down to 6th position. Adam, who started in 6th. I feel like we've lost somebody else. That's wild. Oh, we've got someone else absolutely tumbling down as Jeremy Neff goes past this Benji Beams. He's just gone past. Okay, sorry, yes, so Jeremy Neff was out of control. Mark Stewart in the GT3s, that would have been that. So yeah, Neff has had an incident, the car slipping for 38 seconds, so he slid off the track some way, somehow. Afonso up, it's Buzas now in 2nd place, James Davies in overall 3rd with Simon Turner in 4th place, and Jeremy Neff back up to 5th position and chasing down the Platinum lead once again. Benji Beams, the big beneficiary of whatever it was that happened. He's up 6 spots, Adam out of the pits in 7th place. Alan Carner, Curtin Richards incontestable, not racing. They just stayed in the garage. Thomas Nopek and Strahija Zoranovic are leading the way once again in the GT3 class. They've got Stachecki now down into 3rd place, and he is chasing them both down. Tunjer Panjev has dropped off the back ever so slightly. Fact for which I'm sure he won't be too ungrateful given the battle that's going on ahead. He could still be gifted a couple of positions here, but he is running his own race and his own championship, and he is leading the way at the minute. So absolutely no need to try anything crazy. To finish first, you must first finish. At the moment, he is first. Oh, and I tell you what's the Stachecki looking to improve on his position. As Afonso rocking it up in the hypercars here, 54.3. And that is what's going on there. That looked more like a position yielded. Stachecki threw on Zoranovic, unless I'm mistaken. I think Zoranovic has just given that position. I think that was a redress, if I'm being honest. That looked very heavy on the brakes, so he got right out of the way there. So Stachecki back up to 2nd place, and with that he takes the fastest lap in the GT3s as well. Christoph not messing about tonight, that's for sure. He's got, what, 4 seconds to make up. Oh no, sorry, 1.5 seconds to make up to Nopec ahead. We'll see how long it takes him to do that. We'll check in on Adam Sharp, in fact. Oh, it's Beamer on Beamer. And Adam Sharp looking for the move, as he is also defending as well. Caravan Hoorn, who's been getting some love in the chat. He's going to be getting some love out on the track as well. Here we go. We'll jump into the cockpit. We'll need to get rid of that virtual mirror. On to the back straight we go. It is a straight train of BMWs. It's Caravan Hoorn chasing down Sharp and Evans. Evans slightly further away, so Van Hoorn closer to Sharp than Sharp is to Evans. Oh, and he's got right up the inside, heavy on the brakes. He extra pace from the slipstream, doing the work there for him, and Van Hoorn able to send it right up the inside, maintains momentum and importantly track position on the car ahead, and he gets a very, very, very good exit indeed. Maybe a bit too good. Potentially would have wanted to be a bit further back there to stay in the slipstream into this phase of the course. Oh, and he's on the tyre, the backwash has undone him. He's going sideways, very little control. The car manages to find some grip way round on that exit there, and Van Hoorn, that is a very good save, but his tyres will not be thanking him. It's going to be a case of trying to cool those bad boys down now, and you can see already at the back end going Neil Kelleher, already taking 3 positions here in the final round. He could well find himself with another one just because of Van Hoorn's tyres. He's now lost himself 2 positions, a net 2 positions, so down to 10th place. While all that's been going on, Francesco Adamu setting the fastest lap in the hypercars. He has already passed Benji Beams. So yeah, if he manages to get himself on the podium, I wouldn't be overly surprised. It is going to be a fairly serious ask. Lap time wise though, he is a good chunk up on the cars ahead of him. It's still Afonso leading the way with Davies in 2nd place. For Aston, it just sounds amazing. Then it is Jeremy Neff, Konstantin Musas and Simon Turner all in fairly close attendance. And then Adam Hughes setting the fastest laps out of them all. He's 8 seconds down. We'll see how he's getting on in a lap or two. That's all it's going to take. Dale Kelleher, I did see he is quite close. We can even increase that, I think, because of the cars. So yeah, trying to get some more of the GT3s in. Because yeah, we've got twin pair of them out on track. Derek Brock bringing up the rear at the moment. He's 2 spots down. Nigel Longdon, one of the championship contenders in the Pro-Ams. This is a sticky situation for him. He is down 8 spots. He's got Phil Birkinshaw ahead of him. Then Alan Palmer who's gained 4. Rudy Vermeulen, who came out to start qualifying on wet tyres, got a set strap on, didn't get a commensurate time set. He's already up at 5 places, and there's Thomas Nopek and Christoph Stachecki going back to back quickest laps. Longdown looking for the move up the inside of the fellow Lamborghini. Not much in the way of a battle there. Oh no, he was maybe just taking a very defensive line. The Mustang going to be absolutely rubbing his hands together for a free overtake. He's potentially going to be getting Steve Bolton, and there is Vermeulen there. Oh, he's not far behind Steg Inc. So that is another one that we're going to have to keep an eye on, and there's more change in there with Longdon and Birkinshaw, and it is Birkinshaw who does yield the position this time with Vincent Baguette hanging in the background, trying to get that overtake done. Is he potentially going to get himself a double? He's moved over to take the corner. He's taken the racing line. He was absolutely there first. So take your line with that as Birkinshaw being overtaken. So Longdon making back places. And he's going to need a few more just to make sure. Manages just to hold on to his positions in the standings. Overlay. Oh yeah, hopefully that'll just start the race. Yeah, sorry, you know what, there's a bit of a delay actually between the YouTube stream and here for some reason, so yeah, it's going to often be a bit of a delay in the chat. There we go. But yeah, hopefully everything is fully visible. Let's see what's going on with the hypercars. It is Afonso who is absolutely flying. Francesco Ademi though, he has got that 8 seconds down to 7 and is in fact within striking distance of Turner and Buesas ahead of him, and that is a striking distance that doesn't take much time to start sending a few practice shots in there, a few warning shots. Sorry, Adam, you almost playing with his supper there. He's going quicker again with a 1 minute 50.957, which is well over a second quicker than anyone else in the hypercars. That is incredible pace. He's still looking good on the energy as well, 81%. Beam's down to 55, sorry. Wow. Yeah, that is incredible. Admi making short work of Turner. I don't think there's going to be much difference here with Buesas. If anything, Buesas likely. Yeah, he's down to 55 as well. Wow. He's going absolutely full tilt, so maybe it will be a bit more, a bit longer. But again, if I was Buesas, would I even be entertaining this battle? Probably. Maybe for a corner or two. Make your race a bit more interesting. But LMU is closing. He's over 2 seconds a lap average quicker. So yeah, I'd be letting him pass pretty quickly. This will put him 4 seconds down on Davies. So me talking about the podium, massive understatement of where LMU could potentially finish here. We'll see if the weather has anything to say about it. And certainly the multi-class traffic still to play a part as well. A bit later than I thought it was going to be. Actually, we're 6 laps in. We're only just catching up to the back of them now, so it's going to be another couple of laps before they're catching them through this very chicane, where we see LMU taking another position and is now well on his way to catching Davies, already within 4 seconds. We're just out with the 4 second mark, so yeah, no messing about at all. Up at the front of the GT3s, it is a very similar battle as we have seen over the season. This time in the lead, it is Nopek and Stachecki once again doing the chasing. Nopek starting in second place. He got an absolute jump on the start over the course. The mighty Mercedes that could. Oh yeah, not great rear view mirrors. Oh, we do have rear spoiler. Apologies, you can't only cycle through the cameras. There we go. We'll jump on the rear of the Mercedes for a bit and watch the Stachecki try and mount this attack. These two swapped positions off the start line. Zoranovic, who was very much in the mix as well, seemed to give Stachecki the position back, so I'm not sure if there was an incident that wasn't caught on camera between the two of them. At the moment, Zoranovic now 2.8 seconds down on Stachecki and Nopek, so it really is down to these two to battle this one out. But there's still a battle going on further down the field in the GT3s as well. So we see Jack Evans coming under mountain pressure from Kiko Gallo, the Dino Rexy Lexus, being chased as well by Amir Kashikfresh. Up to 8th place with Stu Rogers behind him, up those 2 spots. Carl Van Hoorn still running in 10th place. He's 3 seconds down on Rogers, and it's definitely going to be helping these drivers being so close to one another through these along that straight, both halves of it. Absolutely won't be doing those lap times any harm, that's for sure. Or the fuel usage on the cars behind. At the moment, the car behind is Stu Rogers and Evans. Oh, he opens up to take a nice wide line through the Lexus, pulling just in behind him. Absolutely nose to tail. Kasikras really will be eyeing up a potential double overtake here. He'll be looking for one on the way through a corner and one on the way out of it as well. Or are we potentially going to see Stu Rogers, and they're going to go concertina effect. He's run a bit wide out the last corner before I can even verbalise the thought process that Stu Rogers could find himself with a cheeky double, if not treble overtake if these drivers get it wrong in one of the heavy braking zone. It's the Porsche chasing the Ferrari and the Lexus. Oh, chasing the BMW at the moment. Evans beautifully through that first chicane, turns 2 and 3 navigate. And yeah, well, we're only a few minutes in. They're still in the nice tight little bunch here, battling for positions, and all this of course playing into the hands of Todor Panjev. He is having what he would consider the perfect, nice, quiet race at the minute, 9 seconds behind the top 3, who are all platinum drivers, and 4.5 seconds ahead of the driver behind. And yeah, that's Adam Sharp, who's still got a second on Jack Evans. In fact, we can probably see there he is there. So that's Adam Sharp there. We'll get some rear view mirrors, and there is Kiko Gallo, Amir Kasikras and Stu Rogers, all hanging in the background. Van Hoor not making any inroads on that previous lap. He's 3.4 seconds behind. Rudy Vermeulen though in 12th place, already up 2 on where he started, and he is certainly looking at Mark Stewart. Oh, and here we go then, they're meeting at the end of the straight. I thought it would be through the chicane on this lap, but it's not. The hypercars going through, and it looks like just mud flicking up on the windscreen. I did think that was... Oh. Takes a little bit of a tap, and then there goes to Aston. Where else was it looking? Oh yeah, Rudy Vermeulen. Amir Kasikras has got very close indeed to the Lexus, and that is a big wiggle there, and I'm not sure there might have been a touch of contact. Oh, now is Adam, you've got 2 different tyres on. Yeah, okay. Right, he's going for a hybrid setup with tyres. He's just lost 5 seconds on that lap, so they are getting slower. There's no rain falling, so it is just the traffic interaction that's causing it at the moment. Let's get back to the battles that we were watching. Amir Kasikras is the one I'm looking for. There we go. He is still sandwiched between the Lexus and the Porsche. They've now got some hypercars to play with as well. In fact, the battle for the lead in the GT3s is still well and truly underway as well. Porsche v Mercedes here on French soil. At the moment it's going the way of the Mercedes, and in fact they are catching up to one of the BMWs ahead. We had some pit stops. He's lost his front wheel. Alan Palmer. Yeah, Dave Kelleher, I believe that is, yeah, the BMW that we're seeing. So Kelleher has been into the pit stop, and Alan Palmer comes into the pits on 3 wheels. So he's going to get a new one of those fitted. Will definitely make him that little bit quicker over the rest of the race, but that must have been a big contact for Palmer if he is completely missing the wheel. We've got, as you can see, the aforementioned Kelleher just ahead of the top 2 in the GT3s. We've got a big moment there from Thomas Nopek, shaking his rear end to say hello to everyone watching. Yeah, because that's what it was. As Adam, you goes quicker again. So he's gone for a hybrid tyre selection, and it's absolutely working for him. He's up to 3rd place. He's already 7.5 seconds ahead of Davies, and he is within 3 seconds of Alex Afonso. It's not even a competition at this point. Afonso, let's get a look at some of the lap times just for reference. So there's Ademu just on a 50.9, Afonso 53.1, Neff 51.9, so even Neff leading the way. He's just on a personal best, a second slower than we're seeing from Ademu at the moment. And that's how close he is. He is right behind the GT3 leaders that have just been overtaken by Afonso. Absolute violence over that for the hypercar, but it just lands planted and away he goes again. And that is the GT3 leaders safely passed. We'll see is Amir Kashikrish and the gang still going at it. Of course they are. Jack Evans is still leading the way ahead of Gallo from Kashikrish, from Rogers. So they're all still very much in touch with one another. The top two in the GT3s, as we've just seen, still right on top of one another as well. And in the hypercars, it's all about the ever-charging Francesco Ademu. Looking to do a last to first challenge here. Qualified in first, started from the pits. And he is now back up to third place and closing on Afonso. At this rate, he will be past him on this lap. We'll see what the lap times are this time around. Oh well, okay, so the traffic's helped a bit. It's certainly slowed Ademu's pace. 53.0 for him there, still 6/10 quicker than Afonso. So if Afonso can get traffic on the right part of the track on this lap, he could maybe fend them off for another lap, but I wouldn't be looking much beyond that, to be fair. Not with the pace that he's showing at the minute. Stachecki still all over the back of the Mercedes, hasn't been able to use the hypercars to get help him make an overtake. Always a solid strategy, and same goes here. Oh, and that is all kinds of sideways it looked like there. My apologies if it's not Jack, but that certainly looked like a lot of lateral motion on the exit to the first chicane. He's managed to hold it. Oh, and there goes one of the hypercars. The engine sounds not as loud as I would like, to be honest. I did think they would be louder. Let me see. We'll pop them up a bit. Is the microphone working okay? Yeah, right, okay, that should be okay. Yeah, hopefully you are hearing the glorious engines as they sneak up behind one another. There goes a hypercar up the first half of the straight. Kashikra is just within the slipstream range of Gallo, who's just hanging on to the shirty tailies of Jack Evans. Piling into the chicane past the first little escape road. Very nicely done by them all. Who's he got behind them still? Or how close behind is the Porsche? Close is the answer to that one. Stu Rogers very much keeping himself in the mix and on the mind of Amir Kashikrish and the drivers ahead. They're going to need to keep a weather eye on what he's doing, but we'll need to keep a weather eye on Francesco Ademu. He is looking to make it position number 5 to get himself up into second place. I did think it would be on the previous lap this time around. There was another second of a difference between their lap times. Ademu did a 51.6, 56.3 as we can see. Sorry, 51.6 for Ademu, 52.7 for Afonso, so 1.2 seconds. We've got of a difference of lap time, so within half a second, massively within striking distance. They've got very similar energy as well left in the cars. And yeah, I wonder how the I mean, the mixed tyres is working out a dream, to be fair. It has to, clearly he is massively quicker than anyone else out on track. We are 20 minutes in, got 58% of fuel left, so we could get another 20 minutes of running, which will give us about half an hour left. I wonder, yeah, surely not going to go for a no stopper on the tyres, but still, if you can maintain pace and reduce tyre wear on one side of the car and balance out the tyre wear and the grip, certainly maintaining faster lap times for a longer part of your stint. Even if your stint is managed by the amount of fuel, that can only be helpful. I hope that point came across properly. It did kind of stumble this way out. 52.4, 52.3, so only a tenth between them. So now LMU is looking for the overtake if he can. He's going to need to craft it out. Oh, and there has been a change. Of course there's been a change. Besiktas and Gallo both ahead of Evans. So Stu Rogers has found himself staying where he was. Evans now behind Besiktas and Gallo. Oh, and it does look like Stu Rogers has got the drop on Evans as well. He's looking very close indeed. He's certainly looking closer than anyone else in this pack of four. So I'm not sure what's gone on there, if anything. Kelleher and Baguette both losing control. Derek Broff is retired to the garage. Kelleher having a couple of little incidents, in fact. Broff did as well, lost control a couple of times. Oh, Cheek ARFC, just as I looked down at the chat, confirmed, yes, I think, yeah, Broff is out. Yep, retired to the garage, unfortunately. Lost control a couple of times. I think he must have picked up some fairly severe damage. But that is him out. It's Stu Rogers that I'm looking for. My apologies. We'll keep an eye on this battle. He is certainly having a look. Evans down 3 positions overall now, so those 2 lost there, adding to the net loss over the race. Only 27 minutes in, so a long way to go. And still got pit stops as well, but this is a trend. He won't want to continue for much longer. Checking the hypercars, Turner and Davies are quite far apart. Rudy Vermeulen catching up to Mark Stewart. And Adamu is still a second behind Afonso. So I'll tell you what, we will. Stegging is involved in that one as well. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on this. Bear with me a moment or two. Commentary will be right back. And it is by no means the final showdown here. Afonso and Adam going to absolutely hammer and tong. Adam unable to find the way past. He's made his way very quickly past the previous 4 cars he has encountered. In fact, we've got his way past the entire GT3 field as well after starting in the pits. He now finds himself stuck behind Afonso. Stu Rogers isn't stuck behind anymore either. He's gone round the outside. Has he made this mistake? He has indeed. So Jack Evans, who was showing some absolutely solid running at the start of the race, he is very quickly lost three positions, lost 2, and then that is a 3rd one, meaning he's down 4 on the race so far. He'll be praying for the pit stops to get himself reset. I'm not sure if he's got a problem with his tyres or what's going on, but he is dropping drastically off the pace of the drivers ahead of him, and that driver's ahead of him list now includes Stu Rogers in the Porsche. He's got a bit of gap to make up to Kashiktas and certainly Kiko Gallo. Since getting himself ahead of this little menage a trois going on behind him, he has definitely gotten himself ahead. You can see in the foreground there, that is Adam Sharp, who he is moving quicker than over the last couple of laps. Tador Panjev, he's got his BMW, 4th place overall, but still leading the way in the Pro-Ams. It's going to be a solid championship win for him if he can continue this. As I say, just needs to bring this one home, and he's got this one in the bag pretty much. I mean, there's some outside. You're talking Scotland getting to the 2nd round of a World Cup type mathematical calculations that could rob him of a aforementioned championship. But yeah, he won't be thinking of that. Nice clear track ahead of him, and it does look like Gallo is going to catch Sharp before Sharp catches Panjev. So yeah, that will keep him happy. Oh, Stachecki is ahead of Nopek. After Nopek setting the fastest lap again, Stachecki is checking out. He's now 2.2 seconds up the road. Well, there we go. We've missed that little change at the top. Quite an important one. Simon Turner, he's coming into the pits now at 40%. Pusas down to 18. Turner just having a moment on the way into the pits, but that's him sorted. And in Adamu is past Afonso. Of course he is. Quite impressively as well. That's already a huge gap. He's only got 4.7 seconds to make up to Neff. Wow, he's absolutely flying. Again, if anyone in the chat can shed any light on the tyres for Adamu, I do think he's using different compounds on either side of the car. Which, yeah, absolute genius move. It's one I used to do in Gran Turismo Sport. Worked an absolute treat. Let's see what Jeremy Neff is doing. He's pulled himself into the pit. A Turner in and out. That is, yeah, a very quick in and out turnaround. To see himself back out again. Yeah, we're still 5 minutes short now. Is Neff coming in on this one? I don't think he is. No, so he has requested it and he's staying out. I wonder what mind games going on. Adamu stays out as well, as you would expect. Afonso, yep, he is staying out. The GT3s, it'll be a little while I think we're going to see many of them come in as well. We do still have Birkinshaw, Malton and Baguette running down the back. Alan Palmer making it back out of the pits after losing his front left wheel. As you can see, firmly attached. Definitely makes it easier to corner the cars. He is a couple of laps down, but he will make back a lap on a few of the cars at least, given that he's got 80%. He's just out the pit, so he's going to have plenty of fuel to do a nice big long middle stint, and then yeah, splash and dash for the end, and we were to drag out the tyres absolutely no problem. So yeah, playing the long game at the moment is Palmer down in 18th place. Simon Hatz is out of the race. He's DNF, so too is Kelleher and Broth. The rest of the drivers down at the bottom there, they all didn't come out of the pits, they didn't start the race. So they'll get DNF. Apologies folks, still getting over a little touch of the cold, but yeah, we're cracking on. 41 minutes left of the race. You can see a couple of cars have been into the pits, Turner and Davies. Quite a long stop for them both, but they're fully refueled, as you would expect. We're fairly going through it, that's for sure. The lap times starting to drop off ever so slightly for a few of the cars. Certainly Jeremy Neff at the moment going faster than LMU, which can only bode well given that LMU is only 3.2 seconds behind. So absolutely not messing about. It's the Czechie doing the same in the GT3. He's 3 seconds up on Nopek. So after a quick early start, Nopek dropping back a bit. And certainly seen some separation with the group that we were watching earlier on in the race. Kiko Gallo As I mentioned, he was catching up to Adam Sharp and still is. He's within 0.7 of a second as we are at the halfway mark of the race, so a pit stop could be the goal for Gallo. It could be the goal for Sharp as well, to be fair. He can certainly fuel to the end. Yeah, fuel at the end and come back out unpestered by the Lexus behind. Lexus that is looking pretty nippy at the minute. Yeah, there we go, we'll jump on there. Oh, I thought that was a bit of rain, but it is not. So out of the last corner. Big move over the curbs. By both of the cars. Gallo looking for another position if he can. Still chasing down the drivers ahead of him. He's on the sure Gallo. Yeah, so he is chasing down, trying to catch up to the podium position. He's got a fair way to go to get himself past Panjev. Benji beams in the pits. Oh, now and that's Panjev just ahead of him. So we'll see what Panjev decides to do here. This might be another one where he just decides to get himself firmly out. Oh no, sorry, Adam Sharp. Yeah, sorry, Adam Sharp. Trying to keep a track on all four divisions. I'm sure that Sharp, is he now? Is it Adam Sharp in the Pro-Ams? Can't see him in any of the GT3 listings. Oh, sorry, he is in the Pro. He's in the Platinums. He is in the Platinum. So yeah, Panjev has got no fight with either of these drivers, other than the bragging rights of finishing ahead of the Platinums, which absolutely worth it. Let's face it, if you want to go for it, go for it. But Panjev does seem to be a more wily campaigner than that, so I think when a nice easy opportunity presents itself, he'll let these two continue on as Nopek comes into the pits. So that's Nopek and Kashikdrash is coming in as well. So two of those drivers have just out the top five. Konstantin Buzas has brought his Ferrari into the pits as well. We can see him filling up on fuel. 76% he's got up to Jeremy Neff, race leader. Oh, heavy on the brakes from Neff there. A brave pit entry to say the least. Tyre smoke everywhere. Adam Yu is going to come around the last corner and very quickly take the overall race lead. We'll see when he decides to come in to take his pit on. Buzas. He's got himself a stop, no penalty. Clearly something to do with the pit lane there. That is Buzas. He is coming back in and he will be stationary again. That is going to destroy his points he's going to get today. Beans and the Mustang going side by side on the exit to the last corner, so he's going to get the position back over Turner. Turner has filled to the absolute gunnels in that Ferrari there, completely missed it as well. We've got more. That's a BMW coming out of the pits as well. In fact, let's get the pit stops up. We can see Thomas Nopek has come back out in 7th position. Kashikdrash as well, 13th place for him. Karel van Hoorn, he's been at the pits as well. That is 17th place. So he's come back out with the back now. Was that? It was 7 seconds longer. Maybe whether it was... perhaps some damage to repair, because yeah, he was stationary for he was there for slightly longer than the rest of the drivers. There he is catching up to Baguette, that's up to 16th. Very nicely done, very quickly done. Afonso, he's back out. Sorry, yeah, he's still out of the pits. And of course, it's Jeremy Neff who came in from the lead. He is back out, as we can see, and he is back out ahead of Davies by a minute. So he's got his pit stop done pretty slickly indeed. Jeremy Neff, 1 minute 6. Wow, so he was 8 to 9 seconds, 8 or 9 seconds quicker through the pits than Davies. And... oh, Buzas wasn't stationary for long either. Oh, and LMU. Yeah, now, so Benji Beams on the tyres is showing 1 red. Now, he was showing 2 red on the left. Is that used, worn, or is that a different compound? Again, if anyone in the chat does know, please do give me a shout and let me know. But Beams, it does look like, is out on a mixed tyre compound. Admi down to 80% on the fuel, so too is Afonso, so definitely a couple more laps in them if they want. They're clearly liking where the tyres are at. The lap times are dropping a bit, but it's still more than comparable to the rest of the field. It's all down to what Jeremy Neff does on his first flying lap, I guess. He is now fully committed to his strategy, of course. Let's see, Adam Sharp has been overtaken by Kiko Gallo, so that's an overtake that's been made there. Gallo up another position. That puts him up to 4th place. Panjev now holding 3rd overall, of course, with Nopek coming into the pits. So yeah, Gallo currently running 5th position. Him and Panjev both on similar fuel, so too Adam Sharp, yeah, 22, so they're all running roughly the same. So they could all run exactly the same strategy. No pit window, 32 minutes left of the race. So we're 10 minutes over the halfway mark, so easily coming in fuel to the end. More drivers coming in from the GT3s. There's Stegging coming in at 12th place, so that is going to put Kashik Tarish, there we go, out the last corner. He's going to go back past him. Birkinshaw and Malton both still need to pit. Van Hoorn has been into the pits. Now he is just coming into the last corner himself. So he's going to get past Stegging as well. Baguette still needs to pit, so we'll go back up to the front and see how Stachecki's getting on. He is staying out for another lap, so too by the look of it is Zoranovic. So no blinking up there. We'll keep an eye on Kiko Gallo. He's got Tudor Panjev ahead of him. He's got Adam Sharp now very nicely behind him. That gap already up to 8:10. Got a bit of breathing space already, and he does have a hypercar. There we go, LMU now sticking his oar in. Yeah, nice timing there as far as Gallo's concerned, that's for sure. LMU now 14%. Well, half an hour to go, so he's still got a few laps he can stay out and pile in these laps if he feels so inclined. He's just done a 51.5 previously. This one here, 52.6. So only losing a second. Still holder of the fastest lap of the race with a 50.5, 2 seconds quicker almost than anyone else. Oh no, sorry, 51.7 for Neff. So 8/10s quicker than anyone else. That is quite the pace difference. Stachecki leading the way in the GT3s, unsurprisingly the quickest of the GT3 drivers at the moment, 2 minute 5.4. His quickest effort. The next closest, 2 minute 5, .412 for Thomas Nopek, so those two split by absolute hairs. Nopek with a much earlier pit stop than Stachecki. Is the Uber undercut going to work? We shall see, we shall see. Nigel Longden chasing down top 3 honours in the championship, got caught in an early incident, tumbled to the back of the field. He's coming in the pits from 12th place. We'll see if he can hold on to that. That's Rudy Vermeulen that I'm looking at. He's not been at the pits yet. He's back up to 9th after a low qualifying. Buzas not served that stop go yet. Oh no, here he comes. Extra cautious on the pit entrance this time, unsurprisingly. Once bitten, twice shy. But yeah, full stop go. Absolutely brutal in a race this length, in any race, let's face it. Around the last corner we go once again for LMU. 27 laps now completed. He's got an 18-second gap over Afonso, who hasn't pitted. Jeremy Neff a further 40 seconds back. We can see from the pit times, Neff service time 32 seconds, in and out the pits in 1 minute and 6. So at the moment he is theoretically 6 seconds ahead of Adamu, who's just on a 50.683. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Wow, yep, that's just caught my attention there. 50.683. That is absolutely wild. 4 seconds quicker than Afonso. Neff is going to have to just... Oh, wow. No fear whatsoever on those curves as the car lightens with a lack of fuel. Adamu absolutely throwing it in through there. Jeremy Neff, as I say, he's going to need to put in an absolutely blistering few laps here if he's going to close this gap. Or maintain this gap over Adamu when Adamu comes flying out of the pits. He's got a couple of laps left in him. It's still 27 minutes left to go, so it's almost an hour. He's managed to get in this first stint, so very, very, very good strategy as well. Started from the back. Incredible stuff. Afonso still running in second place. And Neff, as you can see, in third, goes past some of the GT3 BMWs. And then we've got Davies and Beams and Simon Turner as well. Mind myself. Yeah, Turner's been in twice. Drive through on damage. Beams is ahead of him. Beams with a great race, 7 places. Beams has made up. That is not bad at all. Stachecki still leading the way in the GT3. Zoranovic in second place. This should be enough. Oh, sorry, this will be enough to give Zoranovic the title. Panjev as well, looking to bring home the title, with second place still very much to be decided after Nigel Longden finds himself massively behind Stu Rogers. Stu Rogers is on the podium in the Pro-Ams. He comes into the pits from 6th place. Nopek goes past as he pulls in. There's Buzas on the way out after the stop go. There's Rogers getting floated into his box. Let's see where Adamu is. He's got 5% of his fuel left. Afonso as well. These are running this nice and close. Neff, now it doesn't look like he's hit many valid laps recently, because there's nothing coming up for his previous lap. We'll see if this one counts and see what sort of times he's running, but they are going to have to be very, very, very quick indeed if he's hoping to make an impression. Still got the runners out in the GT3s as well. It does look like the long stint, the long opening stint is what the vast majority of drivers are going for. Kashikhtarash and Evans. Oh no, sorry, Evans hasn't been in for a stop yet, has he? No, he's not. Rogers and Kashikhtarash going for early stops. Davies and Beams as well. It doesn't seem to have held him in very good stead, so not looking great for Neff at the moment. And that gap is increasing again. Admi with a 52.4, so it's another couple of seconds on that gap. He's got it down to 4 seconds with 3% of his energy left in the car, so surely going to be in at the end of this lap. Oh, the back end of the car saying hello, Afonso. Wow, with 4% left, he's just crossed. He's just started another lap as well. Wow, they really are absolutely running it down to the wire, especially Afonso. He's only just started this lap. Oh no, Buzas has picked up another penalty. Whatever mistake Buzas made the first time through the pits, he's made it again. Unfortunately, that's not the type of consistency that you want. So here he goes once again, cautiously into the pit lane. I wonder what it is that he's doing wrong. But yeah, Buzas in the pits. Francesco Adami is still out. Oh no, he's been in. No, he's not. How is he suddenly at 78%? And at 39, right, okay, so it does that when they're getting down to the end. There we go. Because he's about to run out, he pulls into the pits to take his stop. That is a lengthy first stint. Afonso is down to 1%. Is he overcooked this? Is he going to have to come rolling into the pits? Oh, wow. How's that for timing? That is incredible. 1% left for Afonso as he comes in. Right, Neff is in the final sector. I do think, is he going to be ahead? Well, yeah, Adamu not taking on as much fuel, so you think his pit stop isn't going to take as long. He is already on the way out. He's only taken 46%, which is what Jeremy Neff has got on board his car. Neff coming out with the last corner, so I was massively wrong. It's Adamu who is in the lead. Neff, and he put in a 51.8 on, then a 53.6 to back that up. He is ahead though of Afonso, who's still stationary. He's at the take on 48%. Where's Jason Davies? He is not going to be troubling Afonso, so the top three getting back out, but certainly it looks like Afonso has lost out the most there from the three drivers up at the top. I mean, I know Neff has lost the lead of the race, but Afonso now finds himself in even further gap down. Yeah, Adamu was only stationary for 19 seconds. Oh, we've got some penalties coming in, and I do mean some. Jack Evans has been given a drive-through. Malton's been given a drive-through. And Vincent Baguette has been given a stop-go. Adam Sharp has been given a drive-through. Adam Sharp on his way to a podium. Oh no, sorry, not on his way to a podium. He's still got to take a pit stop. Oh wow, that is problematic. 4% fuel left. And he's got a drive-through to serve, and that is exactly the same, almost the same for Evans. It's even worse because he's only got 2%. His only saving grace, he's closer to the pits than Sharp because of the way their lap times have worked out. So Jack Evans, 2%, so he's going to have to come in, take his pit stop, and then come straight back in and do his drive-through. And so is Adam Sharp. That is going to throw the Pro-Ams absolutely up in the air, and Rudy Vermeulen is looking good for taking himself a couple more spots as well. Oh, Evans a bit squiggly on the brakes. Again, he is so close on fuel as well, only just coming through the chicane on the back straight. It's going to be so close. Have I misread where Sharp is? Ah, he is, yes. So he's not already on the next lap. My apologies. So he has, yeah, 2% of fuel left. He's just coming in the last corner now. That's him into the pit lane. But again, with 2% fuel, his hands are absolutely tied. He's going to need to take his pit stop to have enough fuel to get round to do the drive-through. Jack Evans just hitting the 1% mark in the fuel as well. That's why his gauge is now saying 39. So he has cut it very close, but he is going to be in the same boat as Sharp. That is going to be positions gained. I mean, we knew Kiko Gallo and Stu Rogers were going to get back past him. And in fact, they have got themselves ahead of Panji while all that's been going on. There's Panji there, so he is looking very good for the Pro-Am win. And wrapping this one up, as I say, he's got Rogers ahead of him. And in fact, sorry, Kashikras is behind him. Oh no, my paw. Right, okay, so they've swapped round. Yeah, Stu Rogers is on for the win. Stu Rogers is on for the win. Wow, he was 12 seconds quicker through the pit stops. So yeah, 12 seconds. Yeah, he was stationary for 12 seconds less. And that has resulted in him taking the lead. So Stu Rogers is on for a class win. And I think he might overtake Nigel Longdon. Oh, that is going to be close. Longdon is in danger of losing second in the championship. Yeah, just trying to quickly do some maths. Oh, it's going to be close. Oh, it's going to be close. 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 It's absolutely on the wire. Longdon needs to make up a position. Who's he got ahead of him? Stegging, 1.1 seconds ahead. He's got 17 minutes left to catch up to Stegging, who's not far ahead of him. Van Hoorn up in 10th place, might be one too far. Although, has he just been given a gift? No, because Adam Sharp is in a different class, but Sharp has picked himself up a drive-through. Oh yeah, we knew about the drive-through, sorry. He's been in, he's taken his pit stop, and that's him coming in out to serve his drive-through. Jack Evans came in for his pit stop, came back out, he's back out in 13th. He's now going to have to serve his drive-through. Neither of which will affect Longdon's points in the Pro-Am standings. On Evans picking up a track limit warning while you're on a drive-through is not a good idea. That is an instant promotion to a stop-go penalty, and that's a promotion you don't want, I can assure you. Absolutely. Let's see, Francesco Adamu comfortably now leading the way. And when I say comfortably, that is somewhat of an understatement. He has been head and shoulders the quickest driver we've had in these cars. 1 minute 50.6, a second quicker than anyone else has managed. And even then, it's only second place Neff that got to within a second. Afonso is another 6/10 back on that lap time. So Adamu starting from the pits. Clearly knew he had this one in the bag. And yeah, trying to make things a bit interesting for himself. Well, that is going to be his 5th win of the series. Jason Davies is going to get promoted, I think, drop rounds permitting. He is going to get promoted to 2nd place because Suniev is not here tonight. He's got a DNS and a DNF. Davies. Yeah, so Davies may get promoted. Yeah, because Afonso and Neff are in the Pro-Ams. So Neff on for the Pro-Am win, Afonso on for a Pro-Am podium, and Davies on for a Platinum podium and promotion to second place in the final standings as well. So a solid race from Davies. Bringing home the results, bringing home the bacon. In the GT3s, the Czechie, he's done everything he can to try and overturn Zaranovic, bringing home the race win. But unfortunately, it's not going to be enough, even with Nopek finishing ahead of Zaranovic. Zaranovic will be bringing home enough points to seal the deal. Yes, the Czechie effectively needed Zaranovic to not even finish, or very close to not finishing. Ricard again. Yeah, so we're into the dying embers now. What a season it's been, 8 rounds. Remember, get yourself involved. Formula Racing League, many leagues and races across many games and platforms. So get yourself signed up, get involved. More seasons, LMU, ACC, all on the horizon. This is a link to the main page on SimGrid. Get yourself onto the Discord. And yeah, thank you to everyone that's liking and subscribing on the YouTube. Best racing action out there. It's been another benchmark season for the Masters of the LMU. Definitely Masters of the LMU out on display today with Adam's mastery of Paul Ricard quite clear for everyone to see. He's now got effectively got himself some procession laps to bring home the race and championship win. Good to see the commitment as well. He's only missed one race, I believe, this season. Yeah, only missed one race, 5 wins, 2 third places. Absolutely incredible stuff. Ironically, winner from race 1 no longer didn't race the rest of the competition. Sonny with his fair share of podiums as well, 2 firsts, a second and a third. Davies as well, no stranger to a podium, 3rd, 2nd, 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. And that's going to be good enough to see him, as I say, 2nd in the overall standings from the end of the race. Yeah, that vibrating camera is a bit strange. We'll see if we can get that fixed switched off for next time out. That's the Czechie now, 12 seconds ahead. So great race for him, Nopek in 3rd place. Zaranovic going to be crowned season champion. Finds himself currently running in 3rd place, running pretty much the same times as Nopek at the minute. So no problems for him there. Again, if there is anyone in the chat that has tuned in and knows why the symbols on Adamu and beams are the way they are for the tyres, feel free to let me know. So it is different tyres, yep. So they've got medium on one side of the car and hards on the other. Yeah, that is the way to do it. Wow, I wonder if LMU did do this all on one set of tyres. Given his service time of his pit stop, as we can see there, it was only 19.2 seconds. Everyone else 30 seconds. Turner with 20.5. And he's got a decent amount of fuel on. So yeah, I think LMU's done this on one set of tyres. Absolutely incredible. 52.5, so his pace isn't even suffering that much at the end of the race. That is absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. It's summation, if anyone does know for sure, do let me know. Yeah, it's interesting we didn't see more of the drivers try that. Yeah, you would think they would, but anyway, enough of my daydreaming of the strategies the drivers have employed. LMU, one way or another, he's 17 seconds in the lead. Jeremy Neff going to bring home a race win, and he too will be crowned champion as well. Absolutely solid season for Jeremy, and he is going to crown it off with a race win, and going to crown it off, sorry, with a very nice race win around Paul Ricard. Another one, another champion with 5 race wins under his belt. Didn't race in 2 of the races, finished 8th in another one, and in the other 5 races he's taken part in, he's won every single one. Ooh, there's a little bit of a lock up there going into the closing 10 minutes. Oh, I've not cursed the commentator, Durham, have I? That was barely a sentence. In fact, we can switch the energy off as well. But yeah, 51.6. So he's just done a 51.9. So that's not bad. Within 3/10 of his quickest lap. So yeah, absolute consistency. There's Baguette just running himself. Ever so slightly wide. He's still running down in 17th position, just behind Malton. A few drivers not starting the race. I'm not sure. Oh, Malton got a drive-through penalty. Oh yeah, he got a drive-through. So did Evans and Sharp. They've served them. That was the two I wanted to check on. Sharp back out in 8th behind Kashik. Oh, and he's got Rudy Vermeulen just behind him as well. That is an uncomfortable closing 7 minutes for Sharp. Vermeulen will be on the hunt. He's ahead of Van Hoorn. Jack Evans tumbled down the order after that drive-through. He now finds himself 14th position. So that's down 7 on where he started, and he's a fair way down on Mark Stewart. Highly unlikely he's going to catch the McLaren driver in the next 7 minutes. Vermeulen could be where the overtaking action is at though in the closing stages. BMW on BMW action along the straightaway, and it is Sharp that is leading the way out with the two of them, with Vermeulen very much in the hunt. Is it going to be a lucky number 7? Is he going to emulate Stu Rogers ahead of him in 5th? Taking 7 positions in today's race. It would be a 3rd positional loss for Sharp if he does. Although with it being Paul Ricard in the closing stages, it could still be somebody else ahead of him that gives him a position each, so they might not even swap positions, but still gain places, and we will see as Kashik the car 7 seconds ahead of him. He's had a good debut in the series, making up 2 in qualifying. Here comes a hypercar. Let's see what happens when he goes past. Yeah, very nicely done. Absolutely sails on by. Vermeulen's got 0.8 of a second and 5 minutes to close that gap. So it is going to be a couple of laps. 51.3 for LMU. He is just starting this lap, so yeah, 3 laps. You'll get this one finished, and then yeah, another 2. So it's going to be 3 for LMU. Neff, yep, he's going to be in the same boat. Alfonso just coming at the final couple of corners as well. LMU still gaining time hand over fist. That's another second he's made on the rest of the hypercar field. So absolutely, just yeah, absolutely in a class of his own. To be crowned the Master of Le Mans Ultimate does seem a very fitting crown indeed. Zoranovic, yeah, all worthy winners in these championships, to be fair. There's been some stiff competition. Certainly commiserations to Nigel Longer. It's been a hard-fought season. And yeah, I think he might lose second place by about a point. Although actually, sorry, yeah, he's got himself past Negig. Sorry, bear with me a moment. Oh, apologies. Here we go though. Last couple of laps now. LMU with another very comfortable win. I mean, we could just run out of superlatives is the word I was looking for to describe his driving this season. We'll see what challenges await for him next season. Is there going to be anyone that can bring the fight a bit closer than we've seen this year? Certainly Sonny with a couple of race wins, but he hasn't made the last two races. This one and the previous one. It'll be interesting to see what he's been able to do in the Aston Martin, especially given that we're seeing Afonso up in third place. And in fact, oh no, sorry, yes, that's a blue flag he's gone past. I thought Davies had suddenly miraculously closed in on him there. Be careful with the chest, there we go. It's the Czechia as well, another masterclass with Nopek and Zoranovic on the podium. Kiko Gallo, he's managed to hold on to fourth place after some solid racing. He was really involved in a bit of a battle, and he's made up 3 places overall. Stu Rogers though, what a race for Rogers. He's made up 7 places overall. He's going to bring home the race win in the Pro-Am GT3s, and again that's going to see him promoted to 2nd place in the championship. That is not a bad return for a night behind the wheel, that's for sure. So yeah, he will be enjoying himself a coffee and a croissant, no doubt. Oh, Amir Kashinkras is asking for a pit stop. Doesn't seem to be carrying any damage. Oh no, that did seem to jump up and down a bit. Bit of a short shift. Is he going slow through there? I mean, that doesn't seem to be particularly slow, like he is fuel saving, but he has requested a pit stop. We'll see if he does need to come in. Panchev It's starting to run a bit low as well, but 17 seconds left. Where is Adam? Yeah, he's going to cross the line. He is going to finish this lap. The Checky. We'll see what he's got to do. He's just coming to the end of this lap here. He might get himself a checkered flag. Given that he is the race leader, so we'll see what happens here for Checky. About to be crowned the race winner for multiple times this season. For multiple times. The third time. A hat-trick of firsts and a hat-trick of seconds. That's, yeah, not a bad haul of points for a season. It's going to keep him well ahead of Kiko Gallo and keep him close to Zoranovic. I think he is. Is he getting the checkered flag? No, he's not. So he is going to have to finish this lap as well. Wow, he's going to be happy he put that couple of extra litres in. Nopek as well, 11%. Zoranovic on 6. Panjev down to 4. Longden looking to come into the pits as well. Yeah, he did come into the pits early, so we didn't know he was going to have a long middle stint. He's made it almost agonisingly close to the end. Where is Adamu? He is now very much coming to the end. He's only got a couple of corners left to go. Another race win and a series champion. Season 4 of the Masters of Le Mans Ultimate. And it is Francesco, the Master Adamu, that is bringing home the race win. I thought there was a Ferrari coming to the pits. There he is, crossing the line, flashing of the lights. The checkered flag waves. And it is Adamu crowned champion. And it's also going to be a race win for Jeremy Neff. He's done absolute wonders in that Porsche his. And it is a 5th win for him as well. So both hypercar winners bringing home 5 race wins. Jason Davies with a great result as well. He is spinning up the tyres, and so too Afonso finishing on the podium, almost locking up into the last corner there. Does manage to survive. Where is Stachecki? Just coming in the final few corners now. He's got another blue flag BMW behind him, and that is going to be a win for him. Nopek and Zoranovic. Enough for mine. Yep, that's the pit entrance there. So this is the final corner then, and Stachecki, a hat-trick of wins, not quite enough to bring him a championship, but again did everything he needed to do to try and encroach on that championship lead that Zoranovic had, but it is a checkered flag and race win for Stachecki. Nopek is going to finish in 2nd place with Zoranovic in 3rd, and Stu Rogers, of course, apologies, we'll miss Stu crossing the line. It's a race win for him, and I believe 2nd in the championship because of where Longden finished. He did have to take another pit stop and finished in 10th. So yeah, all very much up in the air for a couple of the classes, but certainly champions decided in the rest of them. So yeah, in the hypercars, it is Adamu, 1st place in the championship. Davies in 2nd place. Max Suniev going to finish in 3rd position. In the GT3s, it is Zoranovic, congratulations, crowned champion, with Stachecki in 2nd place. And Kiko Gallo just hanging on to 3rd position ahead of Thomas Nopek. In the Pro-Am hypercars, Jeremy Neff has hung on to the top spot there with Fabian Carner's no show tonight. I believe Andre Alex Afonso has been promoted to 2nd place. Carner will be 3rd ahead of Buzas. Tenerio didn't race tonight, neither did Sanka Richards. Benji Beams will be promoted past both of them. And in the GT3 Pro-Ams, Todor Pangia finished in 2nd place tonight. Got himself 1st in the championship. He is ahead of Nigel Longdon and Stu Rogers. At the minute, not 100% sure which one of those two is ahead. There's not much in it at all. So again, there's the link in the chat. Make sure to jump onto SimGrid, jump onto the Discord, and keep yourself up to date with everything, and you'll be able to see. Oh no, don't do that. Yeah, get confirmation of the final results. Of course, there may well be Stewart penalty stewards involved as well, but at the moment that is how the standings are looking. So huge congratulations to all of the champions. Massively well done. Season 4, another absolute barn burner from Formula Racing League. Huge thank you to everyone that's taken part in it. Thank you to the admins at FRL for running the show, getting me involved. Absolute pleasure to be part of the broadcast, and thank you to everyone that's been involved in the chat, that has liked, subscribed and viewed all of the races. Of course, a plethora of races on the Formula Racing League channel, so make sure you stay tuned for everything still to come. And of course, most importantly, make sure you have yourself a phenomenal festive period, whatever it is you decide to do with whoever you decide to do it with and spend time with. Make sure you enjoy, relax, or do whatever it is that makes you happy, and we'll see you all again in the new year. Until then, my name has been John Wright. Stay safe, take it easy, and have a great Christmas period. Good night.